achievements are represented by the sculpture. And in Zimbabwe, the talk of sculpture is incomplete without mentioning one of our greatest locals, Dominic Benhura. Yes, we have him on the show. Stay tuned. Sculpture has been part of the history of mankind since time immemorial. Hello viewers, and welcome to a program that you favor the most, where we bring you your yesterday greats from all over Zimbabwe and the world actually. And tonight I brought you Dominic Benhura right here on Living Legends. Hi Dominic, thank you so much for coming to the show.
Thank you so much for having me.
It has been great. I've just been seeing a wake all over. This is great stuff.
Thank you so much.
So how did it all start?
I started when I was about 10 at Chafara. I learned from my cousin and my other artists who were working with him in Chafara. That's how it started. That's how I gained the skills for sculpting, yes.
Okay, so you started working on your first stone at the age of 10.
Yes.
And you actually sold it at the age of 12. How was the feeling for you?
Yeah, it was great, given that, I used to sculpt in clay when I was still in Mrewa. So when I came to Chafara, I liked the media of stone when I found these elder artists working in stone. So it was so good for me and inspiring to see another different media which I'd never seen. So when I sold my first sculpture, it was very encouraging. Yeah.
So I understand you worked under the ropes of Tapuma Guta. How was your influence to you?
Yeah, it was not just him, but there were a couple of guys working there. There was Nelson Kapambe, Fabian Madamombe, and Paul Guchiri. There were a couple of guys working together, and some of them were younger than Tapuma then. So it was so nice for me because then I was quite relaxed amongst them, yes.
So I understand your style compared to Tapuma Guza, they're a little bit of different if you to compare. How did you come up with your own style, considering you have worked under Tapuma?
Yeah, that's the beauty of art, because we are all packaged differently. We've got different genes as much as we are related, and we have got different ways of seeing life. So that's why our work is different, and that's what our art should be, so that we can do a show together, but the work will be totally different. And we used to do a lot of shows together in town. Yeah.
I understand you've worked on solo ever since at the age of a tender age. How did you become successful?
I think I became successful, I think, in 1996 when I started because then I had my kids who were in 1994. So I was inspired by family values. So that brought a lot of movement in my sculptures, because then I was doing mother and child and children playing between themselves. And then it became very popular because our sculptures then were very static. And when I started doing the family themes, it brought a lot of movement into the sculptures. So it was a new dimension. So people liked it very much. And I was also doing plants and animals as somebody who grew up in the rural areas in Mrewa, yes.
So we talk of inspiration here. Some say I dream. Some say the stone speaks to me. What inspires you to come up with a beautiful?
What inspires me is my day-to-day life. Whatever I come across, be it children, be it plants, be it snakes, be it anything. Whatever comes into my mind, which I can translate into a sculpture form, I go for it, yes. Yeah.
Okay, I've just been going through, I've just been studying actually.
Right.
And then I went through your websites, your social media. There is a particular stone that stole the hearts of many that you posted on the website. And you said it's not for sale.
Right.
And you want to tell me why that beautiful piece didn't give you money. Why did you not want to be sold?
Yeah, because we don't just do art for money, but also for the love of it. We also admire our work, so sometimes it's important to retain certain pieces, yes.
Yes, tonight I got Dominic Benhura right here on Living Legends. We'll be right back. And thank you so much for staying right here with me. And today I brought you Dominic. We talk of you see, when I see there's a lot of sculptures. When you see something like this, you think of Domi. This is Domi's flag.
Yes.
Have you encountered any challenges of piracy in this industry?
Yeah, unfortunately, there's a lot of rampant piracy, and the law itself, I think it doesn't really protect us. I think the fines are very minimal.
Okay.
And for argument's sake, it's not that the artists will lose this, but also I think, given that we are exporters, we bring in foreign currency into the country, which means if my 10 sculptures of mine are sold at $50 versus me maybe selling them at $100 for argument's sake, with mathematically you can see how much I'm losing and the country is losing. So I think there's need to contain it, because also I think it's part of, we are most known, arguably, I think, about sculpture all over the world than anything else.
Okay.
This is our soccer, like Brazil. So I think there is need to protect it, yes.
Okay, apparently, have you faced any challenges?
Yes, definitely. I've taken some people to court, but then they paid almost nothing when I paid maybe 100 times more, Yes.
Okay. What advice would you give to the artists that are copywriting other people's sculptures?
There's no advice. I don't think they're artists. We wouldn't call them artists, really. They are just people who are out there to make money. They are thieves. We should just be judged accordingly, Yes.
So apparently our school curriculum does not have art in its curriculum. What else are you doing to nurture the upcoming artists?
Oh, yeah, we work with this studio. We get a lot of students from different schools who come to learn their sculpture. But unfortunately, they are mostly from private schools. But government schools, they don't bring their children here. But you find Heritage International School, Iguzu, and schools like that, they bring their children here, as well as Junior University. Sometimes they bring their kids for attachment here. So we're working with kids there and also kids from the community. Okay. If you go that side, you find the kids from Epworth who are now making a living from art, and other artists from Tafara and many more places who are coming to work here. So we've been doing it since 1994.
Okay. So here's the thing. Can you really survive with stone sculpture, and do you see any future? Can one survive with stone sculpture?
Well, I'm a living example, and the artists who are working here, I can safely say we've got at least 10 artists who have managed to buy houses from this initiative of my studio, So it's quite possible, and many other artists who are doing very well, traveling around raising the flag of the country. So there's money in sculpture as well, yes. Yes.
Okay. Oh, I've read somewhere that Domi decided to leave school so that he can pursue with stone sculpture. How did your family took it? And I understand you were raised by a widow. And how did she manage to take care of you?
Oh no, she was helped by my auntie.
Okay.
Tafuma's mother, because she's my father's sister.
Okay.
So she was helped by him. But the family didn't take it lightly then, because I was very good in sciences. And I actually did my only one term for A level. I was doing sciences, but then I realized, having started sculpture at a tender age, I could see, since I started selling very quickly when I was young, so I realized I would make money and maybe buy a house very quickly for my mother, which I did soon after leaving school. Within 6 months, I managed to buy my first house in Zwarase, but then unfortunately my mother passed before even within those 6 months when I left school, so she didn't see anything. Yes, yeah.
Okay. Yeah. So this industry, what other challenges do you face besides piracy? That you say, I remember this and this part. It was really hard for me. Do you have any challenges that you've encountered so far, ever since you started?
Not really, except piracy. Why? Because, I was so lucky. I think people responded so well, not because I'm too good than others, but, by grace of God, my work was doing very well then, even when I started. And up to now, people love it. And I enjoy it as a hobby also. I don't do it just for money, but also I enjoy it as a hobby. So I'm lucky to have a hobby and to be paid for it and live amongst my sculptures, which is quite wonderful.
So you're saying this industry doesn't have challenges?
It does. I'm talking about personally. Yes,
so
I thought.
I think I might have to shift right now.
Yes.
Years ago, Dominic, when we were right here on Living Legends. final segment of Living Legends, not of the show, but of this segment particularly. And today I brought you Dominic Benhura, the stone sculpture legend we have in Zimbabwe, not to mention of others that we will talk about later on. Domi, I'll get your family just now.
Okay.
But then I want to talk about goals. As an artist, do you have goals that you say, as an artist, I must reach this and this? And have you settled for any yet? And are you still hungry for more?
Yeah, I'm certainly hungry for more. Yeah, because since I've traveled a lot, I think I'll like to do more for the industry, in terms of nurturing other artists on a bigger scale, maybe.
Okay.
And my dream is to have a bigger place where I can do it and maybe have a sculpture park. Yeah.
This is bigger.
No, but bigger than this, because I've got so many international connections,
Okay.
artists, and I've participated in so many numerous international workshops.
Okay.
So my dream is to bring my friend sculptors from all overseas to come, and maybe if we have space, to create a big sculpture park whereby they will come, really serious artists, who will come and produce work and leave it here, so that we can create tourism in Harare as well, sculpture tourism, because I've got such pieces in America, in public places, in Italy, and other places, in big sculpture parks.
So I was looking at it and I found that it's close to 38 years now, while it's in the industry, and you've managed to scoop more than 20 awards. How has it been for you, the feeling though?
The feeling was just good, Sometimes there's nothing really special about it, but yeah, I would just appreciate that, from my talent, which I was given by God, people recognize it, they appreciate it, and give me something to say thank you, for doing it. So it's quite nice. It gives a good feeling, yes, yeah.
So is Dominic married?
Yes, I'm married.
Do you want to take us through the family, maybe just a bit?
Yeah, I've got 5 kids from 2 girls, from 2 wives. So I've got 2 boys from another wife and 3 girls from another lady.
How are they taking this stone sculpting?
Yeah, they grew up. We started like that from the word go. My firstborns are only 2 weeks difference, the twins and their brother.
Okay.
So they like it. They grew with the sculptures, and now they're 25, nearly half of my age. So they grew up with it. They love it.
So is there any Dominic who's following the footsteps?
One of my daughters, whose first degree was in psychology, is now doing fashion and design in Poland. So I'm sure she's going to be an artist. Yeah.
Beautiful.
Yeah.
Finally, we talk of So does Domi has another talent, a secret talent that is not being an artist, stone sculpting?
No, but I think I've got a good sense of humor.
I can see it. Okay.
Yeah.
Okay. All right. So this is our last minutes of the show with you.
Right.
So do you have anything that you might want to say to the upcoming artist, the upcoming Dominic Benhuras, and those already in the industry, so that they can be where you are right now one day?
I think the sky is limited, especially when you're young. But the thing is, if you want to get into any industry, you cannot aspire to be talented,
Okay.
If you identify that you've got the talent, don't then pursue it on the basis of making money.
Okay.
Pursue it as a hobby. And not for the money, because it will always come later. Some people, and also don't copy others, because you'll never beat them in what they know best. So if you want to make a name, come up with original ideas and work very hard towards it, and be disciplined, and a lot of art, and also shy away as much as possible from drugs, from alcohol, from all other things. Yeah, so I think you have to, that's why I became successful at an early age, because I did then spend a lot of time practicing than playing soccer balls, plastic soccer balls like and others. So if you identify your talent even as an athlete, you have to spend more time doing what you practicing, so that you polish up your career.
Okay. I just didn't come here on my own. I got fans that drove us here.
Right.
Please go and talk to Domi for us. So you got fans out there. What do you have to say to them?
I would like to say I really appreciate if they support what I do and like what I do. And I hope they'll also have time to visit us personally, because we are open 7 days a week, and they can bring their kids, because I find a lot of people, they want to bring their kids to learn at a tender age. Like I said, we'd like it from our own community as well, because we get a lot of experts bringing their little kids. And sometimes we are asked to come to teach kindergarten kids at these private schools, and we hope we have the opportunity to work with the kids here.
Any last words for the Zimbabwean family?
Zimbabwe is a great country. And we will continue doing what we know best, and we are good at this, and we've won numerous awards overseas, not just myself, but I know a lot of painters, a lot of graphic artists, a lot of fashion designers are doing Zimbabwe proud through the arts. Please continue supporting us and enjoying us at home.
Continue supporting us, says Dominic Benhura. Thank you so much for watching the show. We promised to be back, and now we are here. I hope you enjoyed our very first episode of this season, and thank you so much for watching the show. So if you have views and comments, or you think you're a living legend and you want us to pay a visit, do not hesitate. Feel free to contact us on the number that is appearing on the screen right now. So from myself, Maslin Bondamakara, the Living Legends production crew that has been running around to make the show a success, SB Expo International for this beautiful design and setup for tonight. Goodbye and God bless you.